I cannot believe we're already almost done with 2025. And with that comes planning season and trying to figure out what spreads to include, what spreads didn't work for me, and new things that I want to try. But in order to do that, I need to look at the yearly collections that I created this year for 2025. So I started with a year at a glance and my cover page, my vision board, my memories page where I want to stick in a photo for each month, someday projects, my 2025 ins and outs, my home project tracker to really finally get some of the rooms in my house finished, content ideas, at least for the first 6-7 months, my 2025 playlist, and things that I watched. If you watched my fall stationery haul video a couple months back, you actually have already seen what journal I'm going to be using for 2026. So it's yet another A5 Archer and Olive. I thought I was going to maybe switch it up, try a different brand, or just use something I already had. But then when they came out their fall collection, I really loved this floral design and the color. I'm not quite so sure about the linen cover since I've had journals that were linen covers in the past, and they do kind of get dirty compared to like the faux leather ones, but it was so pretty that I didn't really care. But you can see a full breakdown and me unboxing it in the fall stationery haul video. And so to kind of start with that brainstorm, I took a random notebook that I have for scratch notes. This one is from Minted, and I just wanted to write down what I wanted to do for 2026. So I actually took a different approach than I did in the last few years. This is my first attempt. I tried Jashi Korin's want analysis. So the W is for wins, A for aversions, N for needs, and T for try. This started out okay. Like I watched her whole video and it totally made sense to me the way she used the categories and broke things up. But when I started to do it for myself, I kind of felt like my aversions and wins, like I didn't really feel like the collections that I made really fit well into these categories, and I kind of found it confusing to categorize. So then I decided to take all of this and move it back into the way that I usually plan, which is using the start, stop, continue method. And I always create this migration spread at the back of my journal, so on like the very last few pages, and kind of figure out what I want to start doing, so new spreads to try in 2026, what I want to stop, so spreads that did not work for me, and continue for things that have been working well and I want to bring into the new year. And in order to start that, I wanted to set up the spread, add a little decoration, and since this was still November, I used a lot of my November decor, so like the same washi tape, stickers, stamp set, and so on. And you can actually see what my November setup looks like. I try to post shorts for all of my bullet journal spreads and themes, even if I don't make a dedicated YouTube video for each of my spreads, since I usually show them on a quarterly basis in a full-length YouTube video. I feel like if I thought a little more deeply earlier when I bought this, just because like the fall drops, any of the Archer and Olive drops get sold out pretty quickly. So I just bought a couple journals that I like love the designs for and just moved on. I think in hindsight, I maybe should have bought a B5. While those are larger than the A5s, they have fewer pages. And so I think that would have been a better fit for me. Like I could have created larger calendars on a single page instead of the horizontal way that I have been doing it to save space. So maybe that's something I'll think about for next year. I am going to try the traveler size for my first time creating a reading journal for 2026. So I'll get to try out layouts in a new way and figure out how I want to lay out pages. So maybe for next year, I'll try a B5. I was also looking at other brands that also create A5 journals to see if they had ones with fewer pages, and they don't seem to. And the ones that are fewer pages have thinner paper in them, and just because I often use like my Tombos or a stamp pad, I don't really want bleed through. And I know these don't bleed through this 160 or 140 GSM. I'm pretty sure it's 160. So I think experimenting with a different size in 2027, if I'm still doing this, which at this point I think I am, that'll be something to try. So now that I finished decorating this page, it's time to actually put my ideas and brainstorming onto the page. So the first thing I wanted to do was kind of swatch a few colors out for a potential color scheme. Since this journal is like a orangish brownish color, I wanted to kind of go opposite of the color wheel and go into the blues. And I also have a few browns and oranges just to see. And I'm using these sterling ink sticker sheets as kind of the basis of my theme, so kind of this like floral celestial thing going on. And since there are a few additional colors in the sticker sheets, I wanted to also see what other colors would look good, so I swatched a few more of my Tombos. And then I went ahead and added in the different color codes for the markers, just because when I use some of my markers too often, it starts to rub off, and I can't actually read the color codes on some of my markers anymore, which is a big reason why I want to do a swatch book. And then next I made 3 rectangles for the 3 different sections for the start, stop, continue. I've actually used this exercise at work. That's actually where I learned it from, to figure out prioritization in my work tasks. So things that I would rather not focus on, those are the things that I should stop. Continue is what I think is high priority, and the start is potentially things that I was putting off because I was focusing on those tasks that I actually want to stop. It's a really easy way to kind of categorize things and figure out what you want to focus on, what you want to try, and what you want to get rid of. So taking my list from the want analysis, I put a bunch of my spreads into the continue section. So like things I want to keep doing is like my vision board, memories, playlist, goals, and so on. And then as things are starting, I want to bring back the future log, but I want to make it small, so it'll be like a small Dutch door, similar to how I did it in my work bullet journal this year. I think that's a good way of being able to write things in without having to do the whole calendar, and also being able to look at things at a glance. And some of these spreads have question marks because I wasn't totally sure if I wanted to do that layout or if I wanted to do it in that specific way. Like for my goals, I was thinking about doing a mind map or a menu, because I had seen that in an older setup video from Savannah Scribbles, and I thought the menu idea was cute. And other things, I was like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a letter to myself or a content Kanban board to kind of keep track of where I am in like the video process. Yeah, there's a few things I wasn't sure. And then as far as things I wanted to stop was things like the goals reflection page. I never filled it out. Ins and outs, I never filled it out. The content ideas, I like it, but I don't think I'm going to structure it in a monthly manner. I think I'm going to look at it as on a quarterly basis, just because that's kind of how my brain works now with working so long in quarters in my full-time job. So I kind of view everything in quarters now, especially if I have a busy quarter at work. I know I won't be dedicating as much time to my journal and to making content primarily. Like content is always a thing that goes first because this is a hobby and something fun for me. And a few of the spreads I'm actually not stopping, I'm moving, because again, I'm moving them to a dedicated reading journal. And then I laid out how I wanted the order of the pages to go. This has actually changed because now that I've actually laid them out in my notebook, I switched up the order a little bit and kind of finalized which spreads I want to use. But this gives me an idea of how I want to order the collection. And that is pretty much it. The spread is super easy to set up. You don't even need the decorations. I just like including it. And I think this is a really easy and clear way to figure out what you want to leave, what you want to continue, and what new things you want to bring in to the new year in your bullet journal. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think this is a helpful way to plan your journal for next year, or if you have any other methods that you like to use, let me know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe and come back for more videos, since I'll have my 2026 setup soon. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!